Hey everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be reviewing for you some CeraVe products that I have tried so far. If you don't already know, CeraVe is probably the most recommended drugstore product I have ever come across, especially in the Western world. It's not just recommended from skincare enthusiasts like myself. I've seen it recommended from dermatologists, estheticians, skincare experts, people in Reddit forums, members of Facebook groups. Whenever someone asks for advice on the most budget-friendly and effective product, CeraVe always seems to come out on top as the most recommended choice. These common recommendations have led me to try CeraVe myself. Otherwise, I was really afraid of drugstore skincare for the longest time. So using CeraVe kind of weaned me into appreciating drugstore products. Before we get started, this will not be a full brand review like I have done with Claire's and Crave Beauty in the past. They have about 70 products and I have tried less than 10 of them. So I'm just going to keep this as a simple skincare review video. Having said that, let's get started. So for the products that I'm about to review for you, they all pretty much have the same claims from CeraVe, and that is containing ceramides. I'm just going to read the general claims very quickly. You could find this on the CeraVe's official website as well. In 2005, CeraVe's dermatologists developed a line of skincare products enriched with a blend of 3 essential ceramides, ceramides 1, 3, and 6,2, fatty acids, and other lipids to help repair and strengthen the skin's natural barrier. A revolutionary delivery system was developed and named multivesicular emulsion technology, which releases moisturizing ingredients layer by layer to help keep skin soft all day long. The unique combination of 3 essential ceramides in CeraVe help replenish skin's existing ceramides, relieving dry skin by reducing moisture loss, increasing hydration, and restoring the skin barrier. If you haven't caught on to the theme already, they have skin identical ingredients in their products, which are the ceramides, fatty acids, phytosphingosine, cholesterol. These are all lipid substances that are found in the waxy parts of our skin of the stratum corneum. It's responsible for holding our skins together and retaining its moisture. Ceramides make up about 50% of this waxy substance. Dehydrated and dry skin lack these substances. That's why you'll see people usually recommending products with ceramides to replenish them back into the skin. Ever since I developed dry skin a few years ago, ceramides have usually been the key ingredient I would look for in moisturizers. Pretty much if there were no ceramides in the formula, it was personally not worth me buying. However, I stumbled across a Reddit forum and a blog post from Beauty with Brains when I was just reading more about ceramides in general, and it pretty much left me stumped. To really summarize what I've learned from these blog posts, basically, ceramides are effective for various skin conditions such as eczema, psoriasis, dry skin, aging skin, but in specific ratios. So according to this Reddit post, which I will link in my description box down below, CeraVe and my current go-to moisturizer, the Bioderma Atoderm Intensive Balm, do not have these ratios. Another bit of information that I received from a friend, I'm not 100% sure if this is valid or not, but apparently ever since CeraVe has been acquired by L'Oreal, the formula has changed, and I have seen comments here or there where some people have used CeraVe for a very long time and they also noticed once L'Oreal acquired it, the formula seemed to have changed because the products no longer work for their skin. I personally haven't used CeraVe long enough to notice such a difference, but if you have personally used CeraVe and noticed the difference in formula, please leave a comment down below. I think they have confirmed some formula changes. I'm again not 100% sure. I'm pretty new to CeraVe myself. But despite all this stuff that I now know about CeraVe, I also know that there's a lot of anecdotal evidence that CeraVe has worked very well for them. A couple of examples are one, my friend's mother, she had eczema on her hands, and ever since using CeraVe, that eczema has cleared up. Another anecdote is from one of my very good friends who has psoriasis, and she does have topical medication for it as well. When she found out I was going to be reviewing CeraVe, she actually reached out to me to let me know that ever since she started using the moisturizing cream in particular, her skin has improved a lot, and she uses it both on her face and body. Overall, it just comes down to the whole your mileage may vary. Even though the formula might have changed in CeraVe, it still has worked for a ton of people. I've personally had hits and misses with CeraVe. Overall, CeraVe is a very affordable brand in general, so there's really no harm in just picking up a tub and trying it out for yourself. Also, if you're currently using a product that doesn't have ceramides in it either, but it's working for you, that's fine too. For me personally, ever since using a moisturizer with a good blend of humectants, emollients, and occlusives like the Bioderma Atoderm Intensive Balm, I have noticed an overall improvement in my skin. That's why I say my skin type is on the normal to dry side rather than the super dehydrated to dry side nowadays. Whether or not taking away ceramides from the formula will make a difference, I will ever know. All I know is that the product works for me and I will continue using it. That's enough about ceramides. Now on to the product reviews. The first one is going to be one of my favorites, which is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. I love that this is a creamy, non-foamy cleanser that does not dry out my skin. Also, I just like that cushiony feel it gives when I use this product. I also find that it softens my skin as well. I know some people online said they have experienced a stinging sensation from this product, and I have experienced that too. And that was during the retinization period of using 0.3% adapalene. At the time, my skin barrier was probably compromised, which is why this was stinging my face a little bit. But now that I've been using that prescription for almost a year and a half, this cleanser does not bother me at all. The one true con I would say about this product is the fact that I don't know if this really cleanses my skin well at the end of the night. I prefer using this as a morning cleanse, but when it comes to a second cleanse in my double cleanse routine, I'm not really sure if this actually helps. If I was wearing a full face of makeup, I would not reach for this as a second cleanse, but maybe if it was a day of just wearing SPF, I would use this as a second cleanse. Next product is their hydrating serum with hyaluronic acid. This is a gel cream serum, and it also contains panthenol, which is a moisturizing and soothing ingredient. In my personal experience, I do find hyaluronic acid serums rather boring. The one that makes this more interesting is the fact that it also has panthenol and the 3 ceramides in it. When I used this, I found that it did sink into my skin, but it left a bit of a dimethicone feel. The back of the label says you can use this on its own as a standalone moisturizer. I feel like that is more suitable for those of you with oily skin types. But if you are dry skinned like I am, this will definitely not be enough. I do know some people are sensitive to the CeraVe PM lotion due to the niacinamide in it. So if you are looking for a light moisturizer that doesn't have niacinamide, maybe you will like this. I personally, again, don't find it moisturizing enough. That's why I think it's more for the oily skin types. And if you're looking at this as a hyaluronic acid serum in general, they do have the bells and whistles with the hyaluronic acid and the ceramides. Just so you know, hyaluronic acid is in almost all of their other products as well. It might be in a higher concentration in this, I'm not 100% sure. This was sent to me for review purposes, that's why I have it, and I think it's overall okay, but I would not go out of my way to purchase this personally because I believe this costs around $25, and $25 for 30 mils from a drugstore product with ingredients that are found in all their other products, I don't know. Next is the big guy, which is the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream. This is probably the most recommended product, if not the hydrating cleanser. I actually have mixed feelings about this product. So I assumed this to be a heavy moisturizer, especially for my dry skin. I thought it would be good for my face. However, I found that if I applied a thin amount, my skin actually felt very dry, and it took a while until I felt that MVE technology in effect where it actually moisturized my skin. So because it took a while for the moisture to kick in, I would apply more than necessary just to feel satisfyingly moisturized instantly. And because of that, as the day progressed, my skin felt a lot greasier and my pores looked bigger. Other reasons I do not like this moisturizing cream is because sometimes when I used it, it was actually stinging my face. It was a similar sensation to that of the hydrating cleanser when I was going through the retinization process, except with the moisturizing cream, I still feel like I experience that every so often. Also, because it takes a while for the moisture to actually kick in, I find this actually makes my face drier than it actually was prior to putting this on. And because of that, sometimes my skin looks a little bit red. When I felt like I found the trick, so to speak, with using this product, I would just make sure I was well layered with any light hydrating products before going into this. But even then, I just found that my skin never felt satisfied after I completed my skincare routine. So based on that experience, it's basically my bottom line, which is I want to feel instantly moisturized. I don't want to wait around. That's just the impatience on my part. But if your skin does not get easily dry like that, you may like this product. This tub is actually not mine, it's my boyfriend's. He doesn't have the same dehydration feeling that I do, so for him, the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream is just a perfect everyday go-to moisturizer. I have 2 other moisturizers I have tried, but I do not have the product physically with me. That is the PM Moisturizing Lotion and the Renewing Night Cream. For the night cream, I actually had a lot of high hopes for that one because it was a thick consistency, thicker than the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream. So I thought it would be more instantly moisturizing. Also, it contains niacinamide and peptides as well. Unfortunately, the Renewing Night Cream did not work out for me at all. I also felt like I had to apply a lot to feel satisfyingly moisturize. And it's not in a big tub like this, it's actually in a way smaller container, and it costs almost the same as the moisturizing cream, maybe a few more dollars. If that moisturizer worked out for you, I am heavily jealous because I really wanted it to work for me. It just had all the good ingredients that I want in a moisturizer. The CeraVe PM Moisturizing Lotion, however, I really liked. That one also contained niacinamide in it, and it was like a light cream formula. Despite the light consistency, I actually found it worked pretty well in my skincare routine, especially if I was layering with a hydrating toner that day, and or if I was following up with a more heavier SPF product. The niacinamide did not sting my face at all, and I found my skin way more comfortably moisturized after use than I have experienced with the moisturizing cream. When I first purchased that moisturizer, I actually repurchased it another 2 times because I liked it so much, and I actually had to go back into my empties post to recall why I stopped buying it in the first place, because I clearly made it work in my skincare routine. And looking back, it turns out I started using 0.3% adapalene at the time, and it was going to be winter, so I personally felt like maybe that moisturizer would not be enough. Looking back, I felt like I should have just repurchased it and then used the CeraVe healing ointment on top of it, and I would have been okay. Instead, I went through a whole other moisturizer struggle until I found the Bioderma one. I actually repurchased the PM Moisturizing Lotion just because I'm very curious to see how it would work in my skincare routine now, because at the time I did consider it holy grail status as well, so I would like to just recollect my thoughts on it and just see how I still feel about it. So stay tuned for that. Alright, and since I mentioned it, the CeraVe Baby Healing Ointment, I honestly don't think it's any different from the regular healing ointment. For some reason, the regular healing ointment is not sold in Canada, but the baby one is. I don't know. I've already mentioned this product in my tried and true tips video on how I fixed my dry and dehydrated skin. I discovered this when going through the retinization process of 0.3 adapalene. At the time, I do have a tub of Vaseline, and I was debating whether or not I should just apply it on my skin. And online, some people recommended the CeraVe Healing Ointment just because it's like a more jacked up version of Vaseline because of the ceramides in it. Also, this is like a smidgen lighter than Vaseline. Vaseline, as you know, is 100% petrolatum, whereas this one only contains 46.5%. Using this during the retinization process seriously saved my skin, and you only need a little pea-sized amount to cover your face and neck. Looking back, I truly believe that this was the product that saved my skin during the retinization process of adapalene, because I felt like there was no moisturizer on this planet that could satisfy my skin's thirst, and this one just really helped calm my skin down and just not feel so tight and dry. For the last 2 products that I have tried from CeraVe, they are SPF products. So the one I have here is the Ultralight Moisturizing Lotion SPF 30. I've actually did a Sunscreen Sunday video on this, so I'll leave it up in the cards if you want a more detailed review. I have also done a Sunscreen Sunday on the AM Facial Moisturizing Lotion SPF 30, which is on my blog post, which I will link in the description box down below. Basically, out of the 2 SPF products, I definitely prefer this one. The AM Facial Moisturizing Lotion left a cast on my skin, and it was also very streaky and pilled easily. It also felt very greasy afterwards, whereas this one, it does have a smidgen of a greasy finish after application, but it's definitely way more comfortable to wear. This is a pure chemical filter formula, so there is no white cast or streakiness. I don't find any pilling from this product either, and I find it easier to layer makeup over this than the other one. And that is it for this review of the CeraVe skincare products that I have tried so far. I really do hope that this has helped you out in some way when deciding on which product to purchase from the line. Even though I've had some hits and misses with some of these products, that doesn't mean it won't work for you. As always, just because something has worked for me or hasn't doesn't mean you'll have the exact same results. So at the end of the day, as long as it suits your personal skincare interests and the formula looks good to you for your skin type, definitely give it a try. Before we end off this video, I do want to show you a quick clip away of my face and what it looks like after using a few of the CeraVe products. So this is the result of using the hydrating cleanser, hydrating serum with hyaluronic acid, moisturizing cream, and ultralight moisturizing lotion SPF 30. As I mentioned previously, my face didn't feel satisfyingly moisturized. I did still feel a little bit tight even after applying all these moisturizing products. I believe because of the MVE technology in it, I didn't find my skin to feel comfortable until a bit afterwards, and even then my face looked a little bit too shiny for my liking, and I really wasn't a fan of how large my pores were looking either. And that is it for this video. As always, I hope you find my content helpful and informative. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to my channel down below for future videos. Leave a comment if you have any questions or recommendations, and I will see you all soon. Ciao.